Hey there. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Something a little bit relaxing. Just relax. It's going to be a nice relaxed episode. So just chill. We're going to go through, I found a list of common misconceptions on Wikipedia and I thought it was pretty interesting. So grab something to drink and sit down and let's go through some of them. See if any are interesting. So today we're going to be looking at food misconceptions. These are a bunch of things you thought were true about food, but they're not. So Twinkies, that's the American food, the snack that is full of sugar and other stuff. And people always say that it's edible for a decade or longer. In reality, it only lasts 45 days on the shelf. I don't know about you guys, but when I think of that, I think of the Family Guy episode when they're looking for the Twinkies in the apocalypse. But according to this list, it expires after 45 days. To be honest, I don't know if I believe that. There's so much sugar in those things. So maybe your parents told you at one point when you were a kid to check your candy at Halloween because people put poison and stuff like that in them. Well, apparently there's been 0 reported cases of that ever actually happening on Halloween. So maybe you don't need to worry about it after all, but you should be careful if your parents give you any candy on Halloween because that has happened where parents have poisoned their own kids with candy, but never somebody else's. So that makes you feel better, right? Brown sugar is not actually healthier than white sugar. I don't know why, but I even had this misconception at one point. I guess something about it just looks healthier or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're both sugar, so you're not doing anything by replacing one with the other. Most food is actually good after its expiry date. The expiry date is just when the food is best by. You can eat most foods for quite some time after they've expired based on the date. Now, obviously, if it's something like meat or dairy, it's a little more risky, but most foods like cereals and granola bars and all that, you can eat them well after they've expired. Have you ever had a big Thanksgiving meal and then started to get tired and somebody said, oh, it's the tryptophan and that's in the turkey? Oh, that's actually a myth. So turkey meat doesn't actually have that much tryptophan in it, and so it doesn't actually cause you to be more tired than any other food would. The reality is that you generally eat a lot of heavy, carb-filled foods with turkey, things like stuffing and mashed potatoes and corn and all this stuff that fills you up very much, so your body has to digest it, and you end up getting tired. So it's not the turkey or tryptophan to blame. Rice does not cause birds to die by inflating their stomachs until they burst. I never heard this one, but apparently some people don't give rice to birds because they think it'd make them explode. Anyway, that's not true. Apparently some people think that spinach is very high in iron and that's why it makes you strong like Popeye, but in reality it doesn't actually have that much iron in it by weight. And also the creator of Popeye actually said that Popeye didn't get strong because of iron in spinach, but because of the vitamin A in it. So eat your carrots, I guess. So you would assume that fortune cookies are Chinese, right? Every time you go to a Chinese restaurant, you leave with some fortune cookies. Well, actually, fortune cookies were invented in Japan and then introduced to the US where they became super popular. In China, it's actually very rare to find a place that will give you fortune cookies with your meal. In most restaurants in China, you'll actually be given a plate of fruit to eat as dessert after your meal, not a fortune cookie. They're actually considered American food in China, and they're pretty rare to find. So if you're worried about microwaving your food because you think it'll give you cancer, it won't. There's never been a single study that shows that microwaves cause cancer, even if you're exposed to it more than the average person. Okay, that's it for today, but if you want to see more misconceptions like this, feel free to let me know in the comments. Alright, see you around.